Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm 21 years old, and I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease about 9 months ago. My journey started with an initial diagnosis of ulcerative colitis back in my senior year of high school, so when I was about 18 years old. Symptoms then, I kind of just thought I had an upset stomach all the time. I had diarrhea frequently, a lot of stomach pain, um, and I was losing weight pretty rapidly. I went in, I had a endoscopy, or sorry, a sigmoidoscopy, so of my lower colon, and they said there was pretty bad inflammation. Calprotectin, which is a measure of inflammation, mine was, I think, 14 times higher than the upper limit of what's considered normal. So I definitely had something wrong. I started my ulcerative colitis medication. It was 4 pills a day for around 2 years. Then things started to get a lot worse. I was in pretty much 24/7 stomach pain going up into spring break of my sophomore year of college. I thought enough is enough. I went in for a colonoscopy, and they confirmed with me that my ulcerative colitis had actually morphed into Crohn's disease, which is common among patients. Your disease can change. Ulcerative colitis kind of sits here, and Crohn's disease kind of sits here. It's a slider of that's what IBD is. It's kind of the umbrella of those two diseases. So while I started off over here, I kind of moved over there. Um, it was a long journey. I've had 3 colonoscopies so far. I'll have my fourth one this winter. Uh, they're not that fun, obviously, but I'm grateful though that I got properly diagnosed and I started the correct medication for my Crohn's, which is injection every 2 months. It's a lot easier to manage, which is nice than the 4 pills. Um, some lessons that I learned, I think, from the experience are if something feels wrong, contact your doctor. Maybe I could have gotten a better control over my Crohn's disease earlier if I, kind of took it more seriously. Those 2 pills for 4 years that I took in between my ulcerative colitis to Crohn's diagnosis, I really didn't take them that consistently. I didn't think they were working, probably because they weren't working. The medication I was using was for ulcerative colitis, and I probably had Crohn's for a while before I was diagnosed. Those stomach pains kept up for a while before I went in, and I think if I had looked for help earlier, I could have probably had a different outcome with my Crohn's disease. Um, some people that helped me, honestly, were my friends, talking to them about it. Um, and in the end, my doctor. But for anyone who has GI symptoms and is embarrassed to talk to your doctor or a friend about it, please do. That's how you get help. That's how you get better. That's how you stop having to sleep next to the toilet because your stomach pains are so bad. You fear that you need to use the bathroom all during the night, which is something I've done. And advocate for yourself. That is the biggest thing. No one told me I had to get a colonoscopy. Spring break of my sophomore year, I wasn't due for one for I think another maybe a year or two, but I knew something was wrong, so I went in and did it myself. Advocate for yourself, advocate for yourself, advocate for yourself. That is the biggest advice, and I think is what makes the biggest difference when dealing with a chronic disease. It's doing it for yourself. Yeah.